when my mom asks how I'm doing, I can prove that it's not well, you know? Yeah, so I haven't been here in a few weeks, and it's because I've been really depressed. I think that, when we talk about being sober, it's usually, a binary, like, sober to drunk, but I think that we should put depressed, like, further down on the scale from sober, because that's at the point when you just, like, see things too clearly, and you're like, God, the despair of this. I don't want to step on Tyson's toes too much, but I've also been thinking about killing myself a little bit. I work in a library, and there's a big staircase that I have to go up when I'm, yelling at undergrads. And sometimes I walk up the staircase and I think, what if I just like fucking threw myself down this? And then I'm like, someone would have to come over and shush me, So I don't want to cause commotion. Don't want to cause a fuss, but I have only been out of bed for 3 hours today. Thank you. But I gave myself a little pep talk. I was like, listen, you gotta just like put on your fuck me boots, and your fuck me Hawaiian shirt, and your fuck me hoodie, and just like get out there and let people see what a snack you are. So I'm here now. I'm also here because, hating myself was a little too much work, so I was like, just get all these people here to hate you. Yeah, efficiency. It's all about minimum effort, maximum payoff. I'm also here because the only way I can really orgasm these days is by looking Peter in the eyes and saying the worst words I can think of in sequence. So get ready for that. It's not going to be, yeah, you animals. There's comedic timing. You have to wait for it. I will say I can tell that my suicidal ideation has been getting a little worse because today I bare-ass used a public toilet. I was like, I no longer care what germs might get in me through my butt. Like, just let it happen. Let, like, dysentery take me away. Let me Oregon Trail it. That's the dream. So I've been working on new coping mechanisms lately. I used to drink to deal with being depressed, but recently, and I'm sure you're all going to be very excited to hear this, I got my first vibrator ever. Thank you. So I have been full-time sadmasturbating. I got it in the mail, and I texted my friend, and I was like, so my vibrator just came, and then I came a few times. And I didn't text her back because I was so busy with it. And she, and she texted me the next day and she was like, what happened? Are you okay? And I got back to her and I was like, I almost died. Like, this might actually be the thing that sends me. The thing is, people are always talking about like G-spot orgasms. That's the big trendy thing the kids are into, G-spot orgasms. But I think I've hit the point where it's not gonna happen for me, and I've been wondering, can you just like take your genitals to the store and return them? Like, if they're broken, they're a little defective, just get them fixed by one of the Genius Bar guys. Thank you. So Lolita mentioned moving to the Bay Area. I grew up in the Bay Area, so we're on reverse trajectories. Soon I'll move to Amsterdam and get really into weed. But I just wanted to give her a little warning about Stanford. So has everyone heard of the Stanford prison experiment? Some of you. So it was this experiment where they got a bunch of undergrads to simulate a prison environment, and it immediately became super abusive. The students who were assigned to be guards started like treating all the inmates terribly. And some people might say that this says something about human nature, and some people might say that this says something about what, white guys at elite institutions are like, but I think that people from Palo Alto are just like that. Like, as someone who's had concerned white ladies call me in for parking violations before, I think that they just get off on that. That's what they like. So I'm gonna talk to you, since we talked about me jerking off and we've talked about like my desire to kill myself, I'm gonna tell you about the time I went to the doctor and the nurse was taking my medical history, and she didn't ask me if I was sexually active, which I think would have been a little too respectful of my human dignity. What she said was, looking me directly in the eyes, she said, have you ever been sexually active? And I was like, listen, I'm a non-binary person. I'm familiar with being forcefully assigned gender, but this is the first time that I've ever been like assigned a virgin by someone. It was hurtful. It was terrible. I thought about it for weeks afterwards. So something else about me. Some other things about me. So I am a, oh Jesus. Oh, I thought I found $1 in my pocket and I got really excited for a second. No, so something about me is that I really hate stereotypes. I'm really committed to breaking down stereotypes in my life. Like, I'm a woman, but I'm good at like household DIY stuff, and I'm like an Asian person, but I'm not very employable. But I think my most groundbreaking work has been in being a lesbian who's bad at sex. Like, I made it sound like my jerking off was super successful, but I'll be honest, I lied to you for clout. I tried to make it seem like I was just out here like coming right and left, just like, you know. But actually, so I have this thing, I don't know if anyone else has it, and if you do have it and you didn't know it, you're about to have your mind blown. I cannot visually imagine things, I cannot picture things in my head. When people talk about the mind's eye, I thought they were joking. My friend told me that her daydreams are like movies, and I had no idea what to do with that. I was like, holy shit, you can like see things. So when you dream about your teeth falling out, you can see the teeth in your hands. Like, what the fuck? But I discovered that this is a secret superpower I have, because it means that I can tell people the worst things in the world and I don't have to picture it. I don't have to think about the consequences of my actions. Every conversation with me is like guerrilla warfare. I'm about to tell you the worst thing that I've ever said to someone. I was talking to a friend about how shrimp can see colors that we can't. I don't know if you've heard this, but shrimp can see colors that we cannot. Thank you. So, you know, we were talking about what it would be like to be a shrimp, and she was like, you'll never be a shrimp, you'll never see what shrimps see. And I was like, fuck you. And I was like, you know, shrimp suck ass. I bet shrimp don't even have oral sex. But of course, I couldn't make that statement without backing it up, so I Googled it. And it turns out that I don't know if shrimp have oral sex. What I do know is that you can go into anaphylactic shock from eating someone's pussy after they eat shrimp. So we were talking about this. We were talking about the dangers of, you know, shrimp fellatio. And I had a horrible idea. I had a great, horrible idea. So I texted my friend 2 words, tempura shrussy, and then I vanished. She was left with that terrible memory. Those terrible words I should have said while looking at Peter, but didn't because I forgot about him for a second. But yeah, think about that. Just, you know, a little something to ponder. Yeah, I like to bring up the issues in my stand-up, so that's my time. Thank you.